Bill Belichick is widely considered one of the top 3 coaches of all time in football. He was Tom Brady's coach, won a bunch of Super Bowls with Tom Brady. After he parted ways with the Patriots, he was actually out of coaching for a year. I think he thought that a lot of teams would come knocking at his door, and they didn't. I think the NFL is kind of considering him maybe like outdated, that kind of thing. He's very like military, like old school. The team's bigger than the individual, that kind of thing. Hard-nosed. So he was out of coaching for a year. This next coaching cycle in the NFL started, and a couple jobs kind of got taken, and like it looked like maybe he wasn't gonna get a job. And so Carolina, I heard that the athletic director was looking in a completely different direction, and some of these boosters decided they wanted Belichick. Actually, there was a really interesting article about how Rubio's really good friend with Belichick, and so Tom Tillis was friends with one of these boosters, and there's this like crazy way they got connected. Anyways, Belichick got hired by Carolina, and now he's gonna be the football coach at Carolina, which
right now, currently,
he's about to have his first season.
I didn't know he was tied to Carolina.
Yeah, and so that's like a huge coup for Carolina. I'm actually of the unpopular opinion that like Carolina to me is a classy, do things the right way university, clean. I know that we're in the age of like paying college kids money to play, and it's a business. It's professional athletics now. But I don't know. I think just like selling your soul for Bill Belichick, I just don't think it's going to work out well. If he's good, he's going to leave.
Well, now he's got all this conspiracy
and he brings
him,
this
like,
24-year-old girlfriend with him, you know, that is
apparently like running his life.
Trying to run the show. I feel like the university, this may sound snobby, I feel like Carolina's above this.
Yeah.
They're above Bill Belichick. They've never been a massive football school.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're ever going to be a massive football school. I don't know. I've always thought of Carolina, it's kind of, you know,
like, yeah,
just classier than that.
Yeah.
And anyway, so the other day he was doing an interview for like
CBS
or something. And there's like, you know, the behind the scenes footage, but they're like talking to him and they're like, so how did you and Jordan meet or whatever, his girlfriend? She's like, we're not talking about that. You know, next question or
like
something.
in a very like harsh
24 years,
way.
like, can you, he's
First
like,
of all, she doesn't look 24.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
No, not at all.
Mm-mm.
she
has like a
Can you
She
imagine?
looks angry as
elder.
well.
Yeah,
She
she's
looks
like
really
an
angry.
old bitter, like a Karen
yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
She gives off.
She
not
looks like
Karen
she
Reed.
spent her whole life trying to find a Bill Belichick.
Basically.
And I want to report her for elder abuse. You know?
Well, did you see like he's wearing like a dirty T-shirt and
He was
it's
wearing
like
like
all
a rip.
ripped
Yeah, he was
up?
wearing like a distress.
He looks like homeless. Like people are like blink twice
I don't
if
know.
you're.
I think if you get like some of the older ladies, or you know,
Yeah.
that's a distressed T-shirt, you know.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
it
Like
didn't look
fashion.
like a.
No, I
didn't-
saw it.
You thought it looked like, because I know what you're talking about.
I don't think it looked
but
distressed. No.
I think she probably thought it was like trendy, cool, you know.
It didn't look like one of like the
It
distress.
didn't look cool or
And he
trendy
looked
or
like
cool at
dirty
all.
and messy.
Yeah,
like he looked like a hot mess.
Yeah, and like that's what I'm saying. Like he shouldn't be walking out like that's not.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not even like a Carolina fan, but the Carolina way is just better than that. You know, and he's I don't know. I just
wonder
think
what
it's a bad
Shab will
look
have to say about
for the whole
it.
university. I think it's a bad look. You know.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane. Don't try to be the big football school with the big coach and.
How do you go from being this amazing football coach, top 3 ever, lots of NFL rings,
Yeah.
and now you're coaching college football?
I mean,
That is beyond me. It's like you being an NBA player and then you're going to go and coach.
really, college football has become the second biggest sport in America after the NFL.
Sure,
But-
but why do you even need it?
But
Like, you think
it's
he
not,
should
it's not
just
a money
retire
thing.
and
Like,
chill?
At that point, you've got so much money.
I
Why
think
would you
these
go to
guys that are
college?
the best coaches in the world, I think they're obsessed with coaching. They're obsessed with winning. And
Yeah.
I think that when he parted ways with the Patriots, I think that he thought that there would be NFL teams lining up
Sure.
to hire him.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think the NFL looked at him and said, like, how long are we getting? He's in his 70s. You know, he's in his mid 70s. And he's doing things that old fashioned military way. I just think that in this world of player empowerment, rightly or wrongly, I think probably they've given too much power to the players, but is he going to be able to, you know, vibe with a locker room? So I think, you know, he went a year through a whole hiring cycle where no one talked to him. And then I think he saw the next hiring cycle coming up and thought, but he wants to keep coaching, you know?
Yeah.
He's only a few wins away in the NFL from being the all-time
But he's not in the NFL.
winning coach. I know. I think he's going to go back.
You think it's like a stepping stone to get back?
Yeah. And I just,
Yeah. Well, this whole thing isn't going to help him.
who
Like,
does she think she is?
this
She-
just
she
happened in the
thinks
last
she's
couple
somebody.
days.
Yeah.
That's for sure. She's writing checks. my
Yeah.
man.
This is just the beginning of his drama. Did you see the Charles Barkley video and everything?
No.
No.
He made a video saying that basically he's going to reach out to Bill. Like he's concerned. And
Seriously?
Stuff. Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
that,
like, he
it
was
doesn't seem
like-
that serious. I
Well,
mean, I
first
was
of all,
joking
though,
about
I was
elder
thinking,
abuse.
if you're that concerned, why are you not just calling Bill? Why are you talking? I'm
Yeah,
not calling
exactly.
Bill. People are really worried about him.
You know what? I'm really concerned about
Dang.
my friend. I think I'm going to have to make a public statement about how I'm gonna call it.
basically.
You know? It's like,
It
what are we
just-
doing here?
I think this is going to be the beginning of drama for them. You know what I thought was so funny though? I don't know if you saw this in the clip, but he was asking him about his social media because I guess Jordan must post
I'm
for
sure she
them.
runs
And
with
she
it, yeah.
posted a post where he's dressed as a fisherman and she's like a mermaid, you know, and he's like, he had no clue about anything.
Oh,
you know,
I'm
he's
sure.
just like
I'm sure.
in it for the 24-year-old ride.
And apparently the stories that they met on an airplane, right?
Yeah,
and,
but-
and he signed her textbook, which is just
What?
That's so wrong.
What do you
know? But
mean?
I guess she was taking like psychology class or something, and you know
Of
he
course.
he wrote like thanks for psychoanalyzing me, Bill Belichick or something like that. They exchanged numbers. What do you have in common? Honestly, look,
Yeah, let's
I
let's
get
open
dating-
up this age
I
gap
get
conversation.
age gap stuff, like you
This
know,
is beyond age gap,
this-
though.
yeah,
this
like,
is
I can understand being, like-
pedophile area. Even though she's of age, I think there's a window where it's just like ridiculous.
even a 70. I can see a 70-year-old, mid-70s with like late 40s. Even I
Yeah.
mean, that's a big age gap.
Like
but
she
I
has
can like
to be
see
younger
it, you
than
know,
his kids.
but
Does he have
24.
kids?
I think so. Yeah.
She's got to be like younger than his
I mean,
kids.
his grandkids would be her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a difference, I think, between like
Could
you know
be,
an
yeah.
age gap and like just inappropriate.
What-
you know?
My age, I'd be one of his kids.
Yeah.
At 50.
Yeah.
God, this is the best looking 50-year-old I've ever seen in my life. Right,
It's
sitting
all,
across
it's
from
all
me.
the anti-aging.
It's the AI. So
AI, bro.
Yeah.
AIs don't age.
God,
Yeah, we
AIs
are
are
Yeah,
handsome
AIs
devils.
don't age.
Like, what do you think they even? I mean, is it purely just she's a hot piece of ass?
I mean,
and that's the
Why
arrangement.
not? Why not?
I
mean, I
think when you
guess.
Why
get
not?
to a certain amount of age gap, it's just so obvious. Like you
cares?
can't even like play
But
it
why,
off.
why do we care?
I mean,
So
Yeah,
much?
that's
Why do we
true.
care?
She's treating him
when I,
like
when I was
shit.
but when I was 25, right? I thought I owned the world, man. I
Yeah.
thought I could do anything. I thought
Oh,
I was
yeah, me too.
bulletproof.
Me too.
I was dominating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not think I was young. I
Yeah.
did not think I was like a baby
Yeah.
in
yeah,
the universe.
you think you know everything.
I thought
yeah.
I knew everything. When I got to 27, I realized I know nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So for her to be 24, I mean,
Oh,
she
yeah,
thinks she's
yeah.
a rock star.
Yeah.
He's, you know, on the tail end of his life. And why not?
Yeah.
You know?
Everybody's saying like that she's gonna take him out and stuff, but like